always be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles. Said I'm in my element, it's everything that was left to the pain. All of those dark nights I got there, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like pain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny pick up up and see no change. Snap for the sun like Diddy, the riches got a mad at son. I'm like Billy, I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. Putting on for my city like all ages. Faces lawyers, you finish, get supers, find a way inside your business. Babylon, they try to dabble in it and they hate the fact that they may have to witness. You tryna aim for the top like this, and you're in your element with a fire like this, and then when you fall in the brain you miss, but it's all in the wrist. God got you with the switch, you know. I'm in the zone. Give me the game. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Put on the gas. 155 on the road. You can be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, 'cause I know I'm in my element. Yeah, I'm in my element. Yeah, I'm in my element. I'm in my element.
So thankful that you guys are here. Omegapro family, have you seen the brand new website, Omegapro.network? If you haven't, it's time to check. It's the home of network marketing. And I just want to take the opportunity and explain to you guys how the website works and what features we have in the website. Let's go. The website is categorized into 4 broad sections: home, community, lifestyle, and media. Each of these sections is curated specifically for every member of the Omegapro family that's now over 2 million strong. When you enter the network website for the first time, you will be welcomed with a banner that showcases the silver lining of being a part of the Omegapro. The brand ambassadors, the celebrities, influencers, the coaches, speakers, along with massive media publications. Now, we go home. Scroll down the banner for Omegapro's latest videos from the latest events. Find out the Omegapro story, the beginning of our legacy, why we do what we do, our core values and the company, and for the first time, directly download the corporate presentation and the company press kits for later use. What does Omegapro offer? Check out all the licenses and the ranks and use the company tutorials for the further clarification. Coming to the heart of Omegapro, the second page of the website is, of course, dedicated to our incredible community. Access the Omegapro global map, an interactive geography that outlines each of Omegapro's countries, total members, and monthly rank achievers. Updated regularly to get you the freshest numbers at all times. Check out the Omegapro brand ambassadors, Hall of Famers, coaches, and speakers, all under one roof, doing what each of them do, what they're best at. The lifestyle page brings you to the true notion of the Omegapro lifestyle. Find in detail here about each of the company and leader events that have been hosted till date. All of the company webinars are available here for your use and in multiple languages, of course. Watch out for the announcements on the upcoming ones too. The media layout of the website is a testimony of Omegapro being featured across global newsrooms over 700 of the world's biggest publications, including newspapers, magazines, blogs, and websites in over 100 countries and 50 different languages. Now that you have seen everything, now that you know the features, I want you guys to go ahead and use it, utilize it. We will keep updating the website with the new features, things that will make your business easy, things that will help you build your business and bring your existing business to the next level. Looking forward to that.
Once inside the webinar, you will notice an interpretation button located at the bottom right of the webinar window. Clicking this button will show all the languages available for interpretation and allow you to select and switch to the language you want to listen to. Selecting languages like Spanish or French will automatically change the interpretation audio to the corresponding selected language. Please notice that selecting the off option will bring you back to the original language, which in this case is English.
All right, let's get this started. Omegapro family, hope everyone is doing great. What an amazing day. What an exciting day. We are here all together, the whole Omegapro family. I told you guys we just have 10,000 seats, and these 10,000 seats in this Zoom meeting was filled within 5 minutes, and we are very, very proud of that. Now, I am very excited, but of course, I want to know if you guys are also excited about what is going to happen on this Zoom meeting, on this event. So please, if you're excited, please type in the number 10 in the chat box. I want to see number 10 in the chat box. Go ahead, guys. Type in the number 10 in the chat box. I want to see the 10s. I want to see the 10s. All right. Wow, wow, wow. Literally, everyone is going crazy here. That's so amazing. Guys, we have prepared an amazing training opportunity for each and every one of you. What I want to expect from you guys today is not just sit down and listen and watch everything like it's a movie. I just want you guys not only to take notes, because if you take notes, everything will stay in your mind. You can read it later. But I want you guys to, whatever you learn today, take your golden nuggets out of the learnings and actually do something, change something. I want you guys to learn, but also apply, like do what you learn from now on. So this is very important because we have, as we always promise you guys, we have the best trainers, the best speakers, and now even someone who is, in my opinion, number one speaker, number one trainer in our industry. But before we get to that, guys, I just wanted to go through a couple of numbers, a couple of very exciting stuff that you guys want to see. And I know that all of you are very excited to see and hear about what I'm about to tell you guys. Now, as you guys know, as you have been following the monthly updates, we are, crushing it. We are starting starting our momentum. A lot of people think we are in the middle of it, but I think really we just are about to start a momentum. And in my opinion, the biggest momentum that this industry has ever seen. All right. And You can see that if you watch the numbers. I mean, the numbers don't lie, right? And then last, I would say 9 to 12 months, we've been growing on a regularly basis, on a monthly basis, right? We have been growing. The sign-up numbers has been growing. The sales, the amount of leadership that we're getting is just unbelievable. And we are so proud of that. And for that, in the name of Omegapro founders, our CNO, our CEO, and of course, Mike, our strategic advisor, I just want to say thank you from the heart. I want to say we are proud of you, what you do, and we will keep pouring gasoline in that motor so that you can go ahead and build your business, bring your business to the next level until the end of the year. Now, I just took last month's performance, and just for you guys to know, last month was a record month, like the highest sales, highest signups. They're a record month in the history of Omegapro, and we are very proud of that. Now, if you compare last month's performance, so July 22, if you compare that to July 21, because that's what we always want to do. We always want to compare same months within 2 years, right? If you compare the sales and signups, we have noticed a growth of, now you can wait for it, over 500%. Over 500% within the last 12 months, guys. This is so exciting. If you're excited about this, go ahead and put the number 10 again in the chat box. I want to see that. I just want to see if you guys are paying attention here. So putting the number 10, if you are excited about the growth of Omegapro, which is second to none, this has never been done before. And we are, as I said, we are just starting our momentum. Now, last month, in the month of July, we had over 250,000 signups globally in Omegapro family. So our family is growing bigger. And with that, I've always said, big sales, big number of signups brings a huge responsibility for us as a company, but also for you guys as upcoming leaders or as existing leaders, because we have a responsibility to, if you lead something, you have to show the world how it should be, working ethical. That's one of the main points that we always push you guys to go through. So please accept our thank you and accept our love from the corporate to you guys for everything you've been doing so far. In the months of July and August, most of the companies are down because of holidays and everything. But in Omegapro, things are totally different, and we are very excited about that. Now, one more thing I want to tell you guys as well. This is also very interesting for many people. Is our top 10 countries, and this is also last month. So the top 10 countries in Omegapro globally would be number 10, India. Shout outs to India leaders. Number 9 is the Netherlands. Number 8 is Japan. Number 7, Argentina. Number 6 is Mexico. Number 5, Nigeria. We have number 4, France. Number 3, South Korea. Number 2, Peru. And as always, since since I can remember, number 1 in Omegapro family is Colombia, of course. So congratulations to all the Colombian leaders on this call and off this call. And I hope that this excites you guys as much as it excites me, because this gives us energy to do better, to provide you whatever you need to build your business. And this event is one of those things. This event is for us very important. Now, and the reason that's important is because not only because of the content of the training that we're going to have, but also because of the person who is going to provide this training to you guys. I want you guys to understand that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Not many companies can say out there that this person is working with them together officially. And we are very proud and happy and thankful and grateful for this situation. Now, This person is obviously a best-selling author, father of GoPro, #1 multi-level marketing trainer, #1 network marketing trainer. And I'd like to say is the father of network marketing. The things that he has done for this industry, we are so thankful for that. Our Omegapro official strategic coach, no one else than Eric Worre. Eric, are you there, brother?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Stage is yours.
All right, my brother. Thank you, Nader, and to Delaware and Andreas and everybody else at the corporate home office. It's great to see you. Congratulations. And what I want to do today, and I appreciate the kind introduction. I just got back from France last night, landed last night, and thought during the flight, how can I best serve all of you in the Omegapro family around the world? And the way to best serve you, in my opinion, is to help you to
Eric, I think you're muted.
I got kicked out. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You're back.
All right, we're back. So I'll start over. Sorry if we got disconnected a bit. Great to connect with all of you. Great to be here. Happy to bring as much value as I possibly can to the Omegapro family. And I was thinking on my flight back to the United States, I just arrived in Las Vegas last night, is most of you know what to do. But there's a big difference between knowing what to do and doing what you know. So in order to do the things necessary to be successful, what you need to do is you need to develop a $1 million mindset. You need to learn how to think like an entrepreneur. You need to learn how to think like a millionaire before you're going to become a millionaire. So this idea of improving this so you can improve your business was first kind of introduced to me when I started off in this profession. I've been involved in this network marketing profession for 35 years now. I've worked with millions of people around the world to help them build a network marketing career. I've helped, I think, more people make $1 million in network marketing than any person ever alive. I know what to do, and I know how to help you. So on this special online event today, I'm going to do everything in my power to help you. And Alexi, do me a favor, move that chat over to the side because it's so, you guys are blowing up the chat and it's crazy, but it's like a video game. It's going so fast. So let me talk to you about how you can develop the mindset necessary to be a total rock star inside of Omegapro. That's my intention, to give you the tools and the thinking so you can become a rock star. And in order to do that, I have to describe one thing that happens inside of our profession that's unique. And that thing is, you can divide everyone in the world, something to start your notes with. You can divide every single person in the world based upon, are they an employee-minded person? Or are they an entrepreneurially minded person? Just divide everybody. And in that first division, I will tell you, it's 98 out of 100 have been programmed to think like employees. 2% have said, no, I don't want to do that. And they've programmed themselves how to think like entrepreneurs. You've been programmed your whole life. And here's how the programming starts. You've been programmed since you were 2 years old. Finish your vegetables. Don't throw your cup on the floor. Right? Go brush your teeth or there's going to be consequences. It's time for bed. Go to bed or there's going to be consequences. Stop hitting your sister or there's going to be consequences, right? Our whole upbringing as a child, we've been told, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Nope. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Don't do that. And what we are programmed to do is follow the instructions of our parents. Follow the instructions of adults. Follow instructions of people in authority. And we go from our home experience into education. And think about your educational experience. Do your homework, or there's going to be consequences. Pass your tests, or there's going to be consequences. Right? Don't be late for school, or there's going to be consequences. So we're now trained even more, programmed even more to do as we're told, do as we're told, do as we're told. And most of the education is programming people to be employees. You think about education. What are they educating you to do? To work in somebody's company and do some job inside of somebody's company. They're not training you to start a company. They're not training you to go build a business. They're not training you to work for yourself. They're training you to do what you're told. Do as you're told. So home life leads to academics, which leads to what happens when you go into the workplace. You go get your first job. And what happens in your first job? You do as you're told. Show up at this time. Here's when you take lunch. Here's when you can take a break. Here's when you can take a vacation, but not too many days. Keep your head down. Don't create waves. Follow instructions. So you think about the whole world has been programmed almost from birth to think like an employee. Now, here's the challenge with that. You being involved in your Omegapro business. In order to succeed to your highest potential, you need to change all of your thinking. You need to reprogram your entire mind. And you need to learn how to think like an entrepreneur. Learn how to think like a business owner. Okay? And it's a completely different thinking. And I'll describe it to you. Let me throw up some words here. I gotta do. Where do I push? Down here? Bottom? Black. Got it. Ah, here we go. Magic board. Let me show you something that will illustrate this point. And I'm going to write it in English, and the translators, who are amazing, by the way, hello, my translator friends. The translators will give you the word in whatever your language is, but I want you to just get this clear in your mind. If I bring up the word work, to most people around the world, the word work, put it in the chat. I see your flags and I love your flags and your flags are amazing. But put into the chat, what comes to mind when you hear the word work? What comes to mind when you hear the word work? It goes really fast. I can't even read it. Slavery, sacrifice, obligation, responsibility. Keep scrolling. Energy. For most people around the world, now some of you are already starting to think like entrepreneurs, but most people, if you bring up the word work, just go in a group of friends and bring up the word work, what are they going to say? What comes to mind? Pain. Work equals pain. That's why they say, thank God it's Friday, because the weekend's coming and I don't have to work. Or it's Sunday night. Tomorrow I have to go back to work. No, I can't go have fun because I have to work. Pain, obligation, drudgery, traffic, right? Something that you just have to do to pay the bills. A necessary evil. Some people will think of work as a necessary evil. Now, this is how employees think of work. Employees think of it as pain. Entrepreneurs think of work completely different. Entrepreneurs think about work and they compare work to passion. Work equals passion. Work equals contribution. Work equals creation. Work equals value. Work equals purpose. Entrepreneurially minded people think about work completely different. They rest just long enough to go back to work. And employees work just long enough so they don't have to work. Employees want to retire. Entrepreneurs don't even understand the word retirement. It makes no sense to them. Because why would you retire from your passion? So, if you need to change, if you want to start thinking like an entrepreneur, and I hope you do, you have to change your relationship with this word. You have to trade pain for passion. Because here's what I see inside of network marketing. People join, they join a company, and for the first time, they work for themselves. It's like, oh, I'm my own boss. I don't have to do what anybody else says. I can work when I feel like it. I can stop work when I don't feel like it. So they join your business and they immediately give themselves a month off. You know, I just don't feel like it. I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm not going to work today. People who would work every single day for 10 years and never miss a day over here will give themselves the day off all the time. They'll give themselves the day off instead of building their passion. They're committed to doing what they're told, but they disappear when they're working to tell themselves to do something. Okay? So work is one of those words that you need to build a better relationship with. Work. You need to change how you think about work if you want to change the quality of your business. Get excited about work. Get excited about your contribution and purpose and timing and positioning and, commitment, contribution. That's what it's all about. Bringing value to the world. Bringing value to the world. I work with people all the time on how to create wealth. And I'm going to give you a simple formula, and then we're going to come back to these words between employees and entrepreneurs. 4 words. 1, growth. If you continually commit to growing your mindset, your skills, your attitude, everything, growing you, then you're going to be on a path to success. If you committed to personal growth. Okay? Second is value. your commitment to bringing value to the world, value to your customers, value to your team, value to the company, value to your country, value to your families. Bring value. Third is you have to find ways to scale that value. To provide scale to that value. Instead of trading time for money like employees do, provide scale to that value. You have a vehicle to do that. Then the fourth is leverage. Find ways to compound what it is that you do. And you can compound your network, you can compound your income. With good investments, you can compound your value to the world. These four things will put you on a path for generational wealth. Those four things. Okay? All right, so let's get back to your thinking, right? What you think about work is one thing that you need to change your relationship. I would just ask you to be honest with yourself. And when you think of work, what comes into your mind? Is it I can't wait? Or is it I can't wait to get it over with? Is it I can't wait to do more? Or is it I want to do some more now so I can do less later? You got to change your thinking if you want to change your results. Work is one thing. Another thing is risk. Employees are not willing to take risks. Why would they take a risk? That's the employer's job. Risks in their investments, risks in their time. Employees are trained to run away from anything that resembles risk. Guess what entrepreneurs are willing to do? Entrepreneurs are willing to take risks. They have a high risk tolerance. Employees have a low risk tolerance. Who makes more money, entrepreneurs or employees? Risk and reward. Now, the risk is okay so long as you continue to grow you. The risk is fine. There's no problem taking risk. As long as you continue to grow your ability to earn, risks are fine. Appropriate risks to the life that you want. So are you a person who avoids risk, runs away from risk, or a person who is willing to increase your risk tolerance in order to be able to increase your returns? So this is a big difference right here between employees and entrepreneurs. Here's another one. Time. Guess what employees are going to give you when it comes to time? Only what you pay for. Entrepreneurs are willing to give you 2 weeks, but if they don't get paid after 2 weeks, they're gone. No matter how much they can earn in the future. They're trading time, they're trading an hour for some money, and another hour for some money, and another hour for some money. If they don't get that money after they've given the hour, they're out of here. Entrepreneurs understand a very important principle for wealth. If you would like to be an entrepreneur, and put a number 5 in the comments if you'd like to be an entrepreneur. If you'd like to train your mind to be an entrepreneur, put a 5 in the chat. All right, I'm seeing the 5s. Great. Here's the trade. If you'd like to be an entrepreneur, you're going to be underpaid for a significant period of time, typically, as an entrepreneur. while you're developing your relationships and contacts and you're building your network and some of you understand this already. You're putting in a lot of time. You don't have a lot of money yet. It's fine. You have to be willing to trade, not being compensated for every minute and every hour for a significant period of time. Then you're going to be fairly paid for a short period of time. And then you get to be overpaid for a very long period of time. You trade underpaid for overpaid. That's what entrepreneurs do. They trade underpaid for overpaid. Employees are not willing to do that. They work for 1 week, and if they don't have an exact return after that 1 week, they say, this is not worth it. I'm out of here. I'm going to go get a job. Entrepreneurs are fine. Even if they have to sacrifice some of their lifestyle in order to be able to build something, they're fine trading underpaid for overpaid. Overpaid. You know how much some of the top earners in your company are making? You know how much? It's outrageous. It's unbelievable. It's unprecedented. So, but yet, in order to get there, it doesn't just happen in one day. In order to get there, you got to put in the work. You have to see it in your mind before it's real. You got to put in the work first. Let me talk about another concept, is support. An employee-minded person says, where's the support? Who's going to train me? Who's going to answer my questions? Right? That's the employee-minded person. Where's the translation? Where's the training in my city? Where's, the help if I need it in my country? That's what the employee-minded person thinks. The entrepreneurially-minded person says, I don't care if there's support. I'm the support. I'll create the support. If it's not there, I'll do it. If the translation isn't there, I'll do it. If the training's not there, I'll do it. If the leadership isn't there, I'll do it. If the motivation isn't there, I'll do it. That's the difference. Now, you see the two different kinds of people? Employee-minded or just like complaining and whining and where's the training, where's the support, where's the translation, where's this, where's that? And the entrepreneurial people are saying, let those people complain. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go make it happen. All the difference in the world if you learn how to think like an entrepreneur. Okay? So, let me show you something else here. One of the most important things that you need to commit to is to employ, while you're learning how to think like an entrepreneur, you need to learn how to employ yourself. Since you don't have a boss, you have to learn how to become your own boss. So if you think about, if you separate yourself and you're now two people, the boss and the worker, and you're going to go build your Omegapro business, what are your hours? What hours are you committed to work? An employee-minded person that comes into network marketing, they don't have hours. They just do it when they feel like it. They just do it when they can. Well, that's not going to work if you want to build a dynasty. If you're going to employ yourself, right? If you're going to employ me, you'd want to know, Eric, what hours are you committed to working? What tasks are you going to be doing on a daily basis? What habits are you committed to developing in order to be able to grow your business? You need to learn how to employ yourself. Okay? Learn how to employ yourself. And if you're honest, most of you don't do a great job at employing yourself. You're not a tough boss. You're an easy boss. You give yourself the day off. You give yourself a break. You give yourself another vacation. Here's what I always ask people around the world. And I'll let the translators translate this question. How much would you, and I want you to put the answer into the chat. How much would you pay someone else to do what you've done in your Omegapro business for the past 30 days? How much would you pay someone else to do what you've done in your Omegapro business in the past 30 days? How much in dollars or whatever your currency? Doesn't matter. How much would you pay somebody? If that number is not big, then what that's saying is you know you haven't done much. Most of you know what to do. You got to get yourself to do what you know. So here's the good news. All of this is changeable. All of this can change. Every single bit of it can change. Let me share something with you that had a major impact on me. There's a book. I don't know. I'm sure it's translated into a lot of languages. But the book is called The Obstacle is the Way. The obstacle is the way. And this is a definition of how successful people think versus how unsuccessful people think. Unsuccessful people have an obstacle in their face and they fall apart. Successful people use the obstacle in order to succeed. So, here's something for you to understand. Bad leaders, let me ask you this question first. Will crisis show up in your life from time to time? Will crisis show up in your life, yes or no? Answer is yes. Of course, it's going to show up. It's built in. Bad leaders are destroyed by crisis. Bad leaders are destroyed by crisis. Good leaders survive the crisis, and great leaders are improved by the crisis. Such an interesting thing. Such a fascinating thing, understanding what we can do based upon the life that we're living. This little thing, once I understood this, it really impacted me. I'm going to draw some things for you. First of all, let's just draw a line, and we'll call this line survival. Survival. And guess what all of you are amazing at doing? And guess what your education has taught you and your parents have taught you and everybody's taught you? How to be spectacular at survival. Pay the bills, survive. Get by to the next month, survive, survive, survive. But underneath this survival line, there's another line, and that line is crisis. You're surviving, you're surviving, you're surviving, you're surviving. You have to pay the bills or they're going to turn off the electricity in your house. You survive. You're good at this. You survive, you survive, you survive, you survive. You need to pay the bills or they're going to turn off your phone. Survive. If you're a student, you don't study, you don't study, you don't study, you don't study. It's the night before the test. Study. Pass the test. And then immediately, as soon as the test is done, don't study, don't study, don't study again. Guess where 99% of the people live in the world? Between survival and crisis, survival and crisis, survival and crisis. This is all they do. It's all their parents did. It's all they know. Survival and crisis, survival and crisis, survival and crisis, and survival and crisis. Now, why are we so good at surviving? Because there are external reasons. External reasons. There are things that are going to happen to us if we don't survive. There are things that are going to happen to our families if we don't survive. How does a single mom survive with crisis every day in her life? Because she has to. For her children. For her family. To stay alive. The external reasons are built in. They're going to turn off your phone. They're going to turn off your electricity. You're not going to pass the test. You're not going to graduate from school. Whatever it happens to be, the reasons are built in. Now, I want you to understand something. There's another line above survival called success. And it's the same distance between survival and crisis as survival and success. Same distance. Did you know that? You're going along surviving, and all of a sudden you have to get $500 or they're going to turn your phone off. You find the $500, you get it done. But then you stop because the external reasons are not telling you to continue. You can go get the next 500 if you want. You can go right from here, get the next 500, and go to success. But you're not going to automatically have to go to success. If you want to change your whole life, you have to realize the success is a choice. Survival is non-negotiable. There's no choice. Success is a choice. To go study when there's not a test. To work when nobody's watching. To bear down and do what's necessary when you don't have to in order to be able to survive. In other words, there are internal reasons here. External reasons for survival. Internal reasons for success. There's a big difference between external and internal. I don't know what those reasons are for you. Let me give you some examples. That successful line to go from here to here, it might be to prove something to yourself. To prove you're not a loser. To prove you can finish something. To prove something to your family. To prove something to your friends, the people who didn't believe in you. To provide for people in a different way. You could survive, but you want a nicer house for them. You want a better education for your children. If other people in your family have done something special, this line to success might be, you can do it too. If no one in your family's done anything special, that could be the internal reason why you're going to do it when they didn't. This internal reason could be to never think about finances again. to never be stressed about finances again. Maybe it's to be able to give back, to have freedom of time, to be able to do what you want to do instead of what you have to do. You feeling these reasons starting to build up? If you've grown up poor, to prove that you can do more with your life. Maybe that's your reason. If you've grown up rich, to prove that you're not just some lucky child who has grown up wealthy, but you can do it on your own. If somebody's put you down, if you want to be somebody, I will tell you, I had a mentor, his name was Jim Rohn. And I was lucky enough to know him. And every time he walked in the room, people would just like, ooh, everybody would, they'd rustle. And he said, Eric, if you'll commit to developing these internal reasons, to be successful instead of just surviving, then it's only a matter of time, Eric. When you walk into the room, they're going to say, there he is. That's the guy. And I was like, no way. That's never going to happen. You know, I wasn't the popular kid in school. I was an invisible kid. You know, I went through a million jobs before I had success in network marketing. But sure enough, given enough time, so what I will tell you, when you walk into the room, they're going to say, there she is. That's the lady I was telling you about. That's the one. That's the crown diamond. That's the black diamond. That's the one. That's the one. Maybe we can meet them. Wait, maybe we can get a picture with them. That's the one. It's coming for you. If you get your reasons strong enough. What I realize for success in life, reasons come first, answers come second. If your reasons are strong enough, everything else will take care of itself. So, will you go between success and survival sometimes? But survival is going to feel weird instead of feeling normal. Crisis, feeling normal. Survival, feeling normal. Survival is going to feel weird now. And you're going to go, whoa, that's not good. I need to get back to success. And you might do this for a little while with these internal reasons in order to be able to build your business and succeed. But I have to tell you something. I lived inside of this for quite some time. And I found out there was another line. I never knew it. Because if you're ambitious, you can succeed. If you push yourself, if you're hungry, if you're coachable, right? If you're willing, then you can succeed. You have the vehicle to do it. But I found out that there was another line. Significance. So you need to have internal reasons to get yourself to that next rank, to get yourself to that next income, to get yourself. But if you want to have significance, if you want to go from being a leader to a legend, guess what defines significance? What pulls you? Significance. Helping others. Success is all about you, honestly. Significance is about helping others. And when you get out, and please hear me, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to succeed for you and your family. Nothing wrong at all. You need to get that done. You need to get your financial situation done. You need to get survival done. You need to get time freedom done. You need to get money, financial independence done. But as soon as you get that done, what you're going to find is if you just stay there, it gets really empty. It gets really boring. It gets really... You hear about people who have success and are not happy. The reason why they're not happy is they're just helping themselves. They forgot that this fuel up here, helping others, this is super fuel. It's the easiest thing in the world. Why am I here helping you? Why am I here? You know why I'm here? Because there's somebody watching this right now that's going to absolutely take this information and use it to help a million other people. That's why I'm here. That's why I went to Panama. That's why I'm going to see you in Nigeria. That's why I'll see you in Dubai and other places around the world. Because I see the ability to invest a little piece of myself in you, and you use that in order to be able to go help the world. And that makes me happy. So, crisis happens. Survival, you got the external reasons are built in. You don't even need training on how to survive. You'll figure it out. Success, internal reasons need to be strong. And significance, helping others, needs to be the focus. Is that helpful? Now, I want to tell you a story that describes some of this, right? I'm going to take you back to my early days in network marketing. And this is before the internet, so bear with me. I'm going to sound like a dinosaur. But when I got involved in network marketing, we used to do hotel room meetings every Tuesday night, every Thursday night, and every Saturday morning. And that was the whole business model of how to build a business. Now, I was just starting off in network marketing. I was broke. I didn't have any money. I was ambitious. I wanted to succeed. But there was a guy in my town. His name was Michael Nelson. And Michael was a great leader. And he put together the meeting structures. The meetings were amazing. Every Tuesday, amazing. Started at 7 o'clock. Started right on time. They went for like 45 minutes. Then everybody would get together afterwards and people would get signed up. And we get people to the Thursday night meeting. Then we get people to the Saturday meeting, okay? Forget about the meetings and forget about that as a tactic. Today we use Zooms and we use WhatsApp and we use social media and everything else. It doesn't matter the delivery, but what matters is the concept, okay? So I developed a strategy as a young man in my 20s that I was just going to make sure I had at least one guest at every single meeting. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Saturday, I had at least one guest. And I did. And that was my whole business. Now, a problem happened is Michael decided to leave town for the summer for 3 months. And he was going to go build, 3 or 6 months, he was going to go build in another city in the United States. Now, he was the guy holding these meetings together, making them very, very strong. And as soon as he left town, the meetings fell apart. They totally fell apart. They started being half an hour late. They would go on for 90 minutes or 2 hours. Everything was bad. The music that we used to have stopped happening. The air conditioning, nobody was paying attention. They had too many chairs set up for the room, so it always looked like it was half full instead of Michael would always make sure there was only enough chairs in the room for the exact number of people that were there, right? And I started bringing prospects to this, and the prospects would roll their eyes at me like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to bring people to a 2-hour meeting on a Tuesday night. This is way too complicated. This is not organized. And, so my whole business model fell apart. And that was my only way to build. So I went to the leaders, and the leaders, by the time I got to the leaders in the town, there's a little committee. By the time I got to the leaders, they had canceled Thursday night. And they were thinking of canceling Tuesday and just going to once a week. And I was like, oh no, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. We need to have this because this is the only way I'm building my business. So I went to them and said, guys, can we tighten this up? I think Michael would like us to tighten this up. We used to do these in 45 minutes and everybody's signing up, everybody's excited. The air conditioning's not right, and there's too many chairs, and there's the music, there's no music anymore, and all this stuff. So they said, we have a meeting next month, we'll talk about it. You can come sit down, we'll talk about it. We don't think so. We think we're going to go to once a week, which was a disaster for me. So remember I told you the obstacle is the way? I have this obstacle. My business is being shut down right in front of me. And I have no ability to change anything because I'm not in charge of these meetings. So I went to the Embassy Suites in Minneapolis. Now, mind you, I am broke. I have no money. I went to the Embassy Suites by the airport in Minneapolis, which is where I lived. And I knocked on the catering manager's door and I said, excuse me, how much does it cost to rent a room for a Thursday night? And I picked a Thursday 9 days ahead of the time that I met with them. How much does it cost to rent that room? And she said $200. Now, mind you, I don't have $200. If I give her $200, I'm not going to be able to pay my rent for my little apartment. And I said, well, can you hold it for me? I have to go to the bank. Now, I went to the bank and I got $10, $20 bills. It was all the money I had in the world. And I said, for things to change, I have to change. For things to get better, I have to get better. I have to take charge. I have to be the leader now. And I'll never forget, I went back to the Embassy Suites. I knocked on the door. She said, come on in. I said, I'd like to rent that room in 9 days, that Thursday night. And she said, okay, here's the paperwork. And I remember handing over, my hand is shaking with the $200 as I'm handing it over. And I could see the look on her face like, oh man, the kid's doing something scary, but good for him. I signed the paperwork. I gave her my $200 and I booked the meeting. And I went back to the committee and said, guys, I booked Thursday night at the Embassy Suites in 9 days. If you want to send any people over there, I'm going to just do a meeting. And they said, no, we don't think it's a good idea. We're going to be going to once a week. So, good luck. You're on your own. So mind you, all I was good at doing is making sure I had one guest at every meeting. And I had a meeting room that would hold like 100 people, 100 to 200 people crammed in. And I was good at bringing one. So the first thing I had to do, because all the other people were doing it for me before, is I had to make sure that the meeting was set up properly. So I had to make the handouts, and I had to create the music, and I had to make sure air conditioning was done, and the right chairs were set up. And I had to learn the presentation, which I wasn't doing the presentation before. I had to learn how to do the presentation. I had to create a little sign-in sheet. I had to have name tags. Red name tags for distributors and blue name tags for guests. And markers for those name tags. I had to get a flip chart. I had to do all these different things that I was not doing before. And then, that was the easy part, which I'd never done. Then I had to, it was going to be absolutely embarrassing to spend my last $200 and have one person show up. So you know what I did? I called an average of 200 people every day for 9 days. I called my family and said, if you love me, you'll be there. I don't need you to join. I don't need you to sign. I just need you to poke the person next to you and say, wow, isn't he something? Wow, isn't he amazing? That's your job. I called my friends and said, if you're my friends, that you'll be there. I want you to be there. I called every prospect I could think of, even if they said no before. I said, come and be part of this. And my very first meeting, I stretched and worked harder than I had in a year and a half. I did more in the 9 days to set up this first meeting. Now, the very first meeting I did, I had something around 50 or 55 people in my very first meeting that I hosted by myself. And we did it. It was tight. It was 45 minutes. And guess what happened? That night, I signed up 18 people, which was a big deal in my company back then. 18 people that night. I had the biggest month I'd ever had. And within a couple weeks, the committee was saying, you know, hey, Eric, well, we see what you're doing, because my meetings were growing. They said, you know, hey, would you like to, you know, help us with what we're doing? I said, no problem. I'm happy to help, but I'm calling the shots. I went from a little soldier to a leader in a month. It was my town, my city, in 3 months. Now, I have to ask you a question. For those of you who want it easier, for those of you who want more support, for those of you who want it to be less difficult, what would have happened if my mentor, Michael Nelson, never left town? What would have happened? Do you think I'd be here today, bringing one person to every meeting? I wouldn't. I needed the adversity. The obstacle became my future. For some of you, you have an obstacle in your home, in your life, in your business, in your family. That obstacle is your purpose, your reason for being. It's going to cause you to do what you need to do. The obstacle becomes the way. It made me a man. Ladies, it'll make you that superstar woman that you are, but maybe you haven't shown the world. The obstacle itself, learning how to be resourceful, learning how to solve problems, learning how to figure things out, that's what's going to change everything for you. Some of you have some things that bother you. You have a list of things that bother you, right? Here's what I will tell you. You can change the story about every single thing that's bothering you. I'll say it again. You can change the story about every single thing that is bothering you. It is not a problem, it's an opportunity. They don't have training in your hometown. That's not a problem, that's an opportunity. Support's not super clean in Japan. That's not a problem, that's an opportunity. Some people think it's too good to be true. That is not a problem, it's an opportunity for you to step in and be the leader that you're meant to be. Do you understand? What this company, this profession will give you is the ability to express your highest version of yourself. But you have to change the meaning. Things are not happening to you, they're happening for you. Some of you are single parents. That is not a problem, it's an opportunity. You hear me? Some of you don't have any extra money to survive right now. That is not a problem, it's an opportunity. It's a good external reason to get you moving, and then it'll turn into an internal reason to help you continue to move beyond survival. You have to change the story. Some of you, I mean, you know how many of my friends are dyslexic? I don't know how that word translates. Superstar, millionaire friends that are dyslexic. It wasn't the problem. It was an opportunity. It caused them to focus in a different way. It caused them to learn and communicate in a different way. It caused them to be... I have a friend who went to Harvard University and couldn't read because of dyslexia. And used it as an opportunity. Whatever you're going through right now, you can use it as an opportunity. But you have to choose to use it as an opportunity. All right, let me show you a couple other things. Is this good stuff so far? I hope this is good stuff. This is what I train the $1 million earners around the world. They get solid with this. They get clear on significance. And they get out of this. These simple things. Let me show you something that absolutely rocked my world, changed everything for me. Three types of people in this world. Three types of people. First group are the pessimists. And if this is where the pessimist is right now, this is where their life is right now, put into the chat, is it going to get better? Or do they think that things are going to get worse? What does the pessimist think? Is it going to get better or worse? Up or down? The pessimist thinks it's going to go down. And they're actually, strangely, proud. They're proud of the fact that they convinced, that they called it first. I told you the pandemic was going to wreck the economy. I told you inflation was going to go up. I told you gas prices were going to be crazy. I told you. Their whole filter of the world is negative. So they're always predicting things are going to get worse, and they're almost always right. And they're very proud of the fact that they're right. Okay? That's the first group of people. Second group of people are the realists. These people aren't pessimists, but the realists, let me tell you what's very, very important to the realist. What's really important to them is that they don't look foolish. Other people's opinions are very, very important to the realist. So they're not going to set crazy goals because they don't ever want to miss a target. They never want to miss any project or anything that they're trying to do. They never want to be embarrassed. They always make sure they're fully prepared before they do anything. This is where all the perfectionists live in the realist world. So they set goals, but they make sure that the goal is attainable. The mascot for the realist is the turtle. Inch by inch, inch by inch. I hit every goal that I set. I set a little goal, it's 1 inch. Boom. Hey, accomplished. Woo. Set another one. Boom. Accomplished. Another one. Boom. Accomplished. Another one. Boom. Accomplished. And they're proud. And they're never embarrassed. They're always prepared. That's the realists. Then the third group are visionaries. And these are weird people. I'll just tell you right now. These are weird people. These people said, this is where we are right now, and we're going to get here. Fast. And the pessimists and the realists don't understand these people. Your company founders, the guys, people who work in the home office, they're these people. Your top earners in the company, they're these people, right? And they get laughed at a lot. These people over here, 99% of people are over here. Pessimists and realists, they don't want to be embarrassed. Right? They don't want to be humiliated. They're not going to put themselves at risk that way. Because here's what happens as a visionary. So if I was just to ask you, which one would you like to be? Put a P in the comments if you'd like to be a pessimist. Put a R in the comments if you'd like to be a realist. And put a V in the comments if you'd like to be a visionary. Which one do you want to put in? Lots and lots of V's, right? Lots. It sounds so sexy. It sounds so exciting. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. 1, it's lonely. 2, you're going to be judged a lot. You're going to be judged by the decisions you make. You're going to be judged by the crazy goals that you put out there. You're going to be judged by your outrageous claims. You're going to be judged. Because here's the problem. here's where you get judged the most. When visionaries set these goals, how often do they hit their goals? My experience, almost never. They almost never hit the goal when they expected to hit it. But they'll hit here. So, which is better in results? This one, or this one? This is better when it comes to results, but here's the problem. This group, all they focus on is that you missed your goal. You were embarrassed. You said you were going to do it, said you're going to be a millionaire, said you're going to have 1,000 people at the meeting. You said, ha, 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 ha. And they ridicule and they laugh at the visionaries. They laugh at them. So something happened in me when I first got involved in network marketing. I just decided I'd rather be a visionary because I had nothing to lose. I was broke. I needed something. I had nothing to lose. So I'd rather be a visionary. I don't want to be a realist, and I sure don't want to be a pessimist. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to set crazy goals. And I'll never forget, we had this little office in Minneapolis where I lived, here in the United States. And one of the guys who worked on the team, he was 55 years old. I'm like 26 or something. He's 55 years old, was a successful executive, corporate America. He came in and said, Eric, can I talk to you for a second? And I said, sure. And he pulled me into this little private office, closed the door. He said, I need to be straight with you. I said, okay. Shoot me straight. He said, you might not like it. I said, well, it's okay. Go ahead. He said, Eric, everybody laughs at you behind your back. The team, all your big goals, and you're going to bring 1,000 people to the convention, and you're going to get to this rank by such and such a time, and you're going to have 100 people at the next meeting, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. You're going to sponsor 100 people in the next 3 weeks. And all these things that you're talking about all the time, they apply Eric math to it. They have a word for it, Eric. As soon as you leave the room, they go, so, well, cut it in half again. That's about what Eric's going to do. Ha, 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 ha. He said, son, you are not a man of your word. You don't have integrity. You lack character. Tough words. Tough words, right? And he said, and it's totally not necessary. He said, I've been in the corporate world for forever. Here's how you do it. You hit here, just lower your goal down to there. And you look like a hero. Just lower it down to here. And people won't laugh at you. And I don't like the idea of being laughed at. So I thought about it. It's like one of those moments where your whole life flashes before your eyes. And here's what I saw in my imagination. And based on experience, here's what I thought would have happened if I listened to him. Because I don't want to get laughed at. I don't want to be ridiculed. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want people to, think less of me. I want to have character. I want to have integrity. I want to be a man of my word. Right? Here's what I realized. If I set my goal here, it was really likely from experience that I'd probably hit here. And if I missed that and I set the goal here, I'd probably hit here. And if I did that long enough, I'd say, you know what? I don't want to get laughed at, so I'm going to come over here into this group where I'm going to be accepted, where I achieve every goal, no matter how small. And if I stayed here long enough, I'd be over with this bitter group saying, you know what? I don't think network marketing works. Everybody quits my team all the time. So because I didn't want to live here, I turned to Dennis. I said, Dennis, thank you for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. I know that had to be uncomfortable. And you have convinced me. that I've been doing something wrong. And I promise you from now on, I'm not going to set my goals here. I'm going to set them much, much, much higher. I'm going to miss more goals than I ever have before. I'm going to fall short of higher goals than I could ever even imagine setting in my life. You've shown me, Dennis, that my imagination is not big enough. That if I want to get here, I need to think higher. I need to be totally outrageous and be willing to accept the ridicule of people who are not ready to think how I'm thinking. I'm willing to be embarrassed by my lack of quote unquote hitting my goals because my performance is going to go through the roof. So thank you, Dennis. I mean, he had a confused look on his face and he walked out shaking his head. And I did. From that moment, I got even bigger. I started to imagine things bigger and put bigger things out there, bigger targets, bigger goals, more outrageous. I realized if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, maybe write this into your notes. You need to be willing to put yourself in potentially embarrassing situations and deal with it. With a smile on your face and love in your heart. Put yourself in tough spots. Another way to say it is be willing to do it messy. Let go of being a perfectionist, of looking good all the time. Be willing to do it when you're not prepared. Be willing to do it when you don't have it all figured out. You don't have a clean, fancy presentation. Tell the story anyway. But bigger than that, imagine something at a higher level, because that will change your whole life. The bigger you're thinking, the bigger your life. And there's levels to this stuff. I mean, the life that you can have is at your disposal if you'll focus on helping others. Help yourself too, but help other people. Whatever you can imagine is available to you. You have a vehicle that's unbelievable. But you got to change your thinking here, and you got to get away from this, and you got to stop preparing to get ready, and you need to just go. Do something crazy. Let me give you a word that will describe these people that is a good word for a successful entrepreneur. That word is obsession. Every great leader I know is obsessed. Your company founders are obsessed with helping you. Your top leaders are obsessed with contributing to your lives. If you put some obsession into your life, into your business, everything's going to change. Be willing to be radical. Be willing to be unreasonable. Be willing to be outrageous. Be willing to be out of the box. Even if your family's not ready for it. Even if you've never done anything like this before. Be willing. Be willing. I'm going to give you two other concepts, and then we'll wrap up. I'll pass it back to Nader. First is, while you're building your life, the people that you're spending time with are wildly important. Your environment is incredibly important. You're going to become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You're going to do what they do, think how they think, read what they read, drink what they drink, smoke what they smoke. Talk how they talk. Pardon me. Bless me. You're going to become a product. You're going to be programmed by those people that are spending time with you. And you're spending time with. So you need to guard your life by making sure you're not spending too much time with people that are not committed to you living your purpose. You need to surround yourself with people who are committed to helping you live your purpose. You understand? All right, I'm done with the board, Alexi. I want to give you 3 things and I'll pass it back to Nader. Every single one of you, if you change your thinking, you already have a vehicle. You can get yourself to do what you know. You can get yourself to have more conversations. You can employ yourself. You can move things forward. Every single one of you have the ability in the next 18 to 36 months to change your family history, your family story forever. Let me say that again. In the next 18 to 36 months, you watching this right now have the ability to change your family history forever. 200 years from now, 300 years from now, your ancestors are sitting around a table saying, hey, let's give a toast to great, 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 and grandma and grandpa that back in 2022 decided to change our family history and did it. Facing all the obstacles. Cheers. Cheers. In loving memory. Cheers. You want to live forever? That's how you do it. Is leave a legacy. 3 things I will leave you with. Every single one of you need to think bigger than you're currently thinking. There are no limits to what you can do. There's only limits to what you give yourself permission to do. You need to think bigger. I say this to the company people. You need to think bigger. I say this to your top leaders. You need to think bigger. Maxing out one position is not enough. If you want to contribute the way you need to contribute to the world, max out 2, max out 3, max out 4, max out 5. How many can you max out? For real contribution, for true legacy, to be a legend. It's available. It's just a matter if you're going to do it or not. Or if you're just comfortable. You know, you have success. Congratulations, you have success. But to go to significance, really. Right? And when you tap into significance, you tap into helping others, it doesn't feel like work anymore. All of you need to think bigger. Number 2, you need to be stronger. Stronger than the judgment of others, stronger than negative people, stronger than, cheap shots from the press, stronger than other people's opinions of network marketing, stronger. The world needs strong people right now. You decided you're going to be one of them. And finally, success loves speed. You need to move faster. You are in a magical situation at a magical time. I think 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people are going to look back to 2022 and say, you were there? You were there then? It's like being at the garage when they founded Apple and you had an opportunity to be a shareholder. To be with Jeff Bezos when he started Amazon. You had an opportunity? You kidding me? To be one of the founders of Amazon? That's the opportunity you have right now. You need to run. Right now, sleep is expensive. Sleep later, run faster, be stronger. You know what I mean? Think bigger, but go. Do it. Don't wait for tomorrow to start what you can do today. Go. There's a lot of time left in today. Go. Okay? So know this. I'm with you for the long term. I'm here to help. I'm equipped to do it. I'm going to teach you the mindset, number 1. And we could go for days just on mindset. And we will in the future. I'm going to teach you the skills, how to become a superstar network marketing professional. I'm going to teach you the strategies that are what's working right now. I'm going to teach you how to become a better leader and how to attract more people. And I'm going to get you focused on creating generational wealth for you and your families. That's my commitment. So I'm very, very excited to be able to do it. I'm honored to be able to work with you. I'm so glad that you were able to spend a little bit of time with me. So have a great day, everybody. I will give it back to Nader. Mwah. See you soon.
Great. Thank you very much, brother. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for your leadership, for the amazing value. Thanks for the training. And we for sure will hear very, very soon from you again. Thank you very much, brother. Guys, what an amazing training this was. What an amazing training this was. So if you're excited, about what you have just heard, if you're excited about the things that you have learned, go ahead and put Omegapro in the chat box. Omegapro, not the flags. Omegapro. I want to see Omegapro in the chat box. Put Omegapro in the chat box. Let's see Omegapro. Yes, sir. Great. That's a family. Guys, are you ready to employ yourself? Are you ready to go from survival to success? Are you ready to go from success to significance? I hope you guys made some notes. Instead of putting your country flag all the time during the training in the chat box, I hope that you guys made some notes. And I hope that you guys that made notes are going to put everything into action, put into work. Because otherwise, this would have been a waste of your time, right? You need to make sure the things that we offer, that you actually go out and use it. Otherwise, it's worthless. It's worthless to know things. It's worthless to know what to do unless you go and actually do it. And this is the reason why we do these kind of trainings for you guys, why we bring people like Eric Worre to train you for a long term. Let me tell you something. We are going to have Eric Worre with us for a very long time. And we're not going to have him on the global Zoom meetings. We're going to have him to do special leadership trainings, leadership events, or leadership incentive trips with us. So if you're not a diamond, if you're not a blue diamond, black diamond, crown diamond yet, you need to make sure you hit that rank, because from diamond and above, we will be organizing a lot of things for you guys, special private trainings from Eric, where you can go deeper, where you can get more knowledge. There's a difference between general training and leadership training. So if you're interested in that, you need to make sure that you close this month better than the last month and close next month better than this month. This is the only way to go, guys. And we are giving you the, all the tools that you need, everything you need to make it happen. So I'm so happy that we had so many people on this call. I'm so happy to see all of the exciting messages. And I'm so happy, especially, to see the results out of this training, which will be happening, the leaders that really took notes, the leaders that really are going to make everything happen, which they learned in this call. We're going to see the results in their business. And I hope really for you that you are one of them. With that, I would like to close the call. Thank you guys very much for today, for your time, for your presence, for your leadership. And I look forward to see each and every one of you on the next call. So thank you. Have a great night.
Recording stopped.